Hello, people. Listen, I just want to thank. Yesterday, I got a lot of great responses from people, and of course, you had a few trolls that are pretty heartless and just don't care. And those are the trolls, and there's nothing you could do about them. I mean, that's what they are. But talking about the trolls real quick, if you take shows like myself, MRE, All Sicilian, you know, what you have is you have a lot of trolls. Of course, I'm going to get more than most because of all the controversy I've been causing. But the fact of the matter is that these trolls have to understand one thing. We do these shows on our channels because we choose to do them. We show our faces because we choose to show our faces. MRE does not show his face, but there's a reason for that because he goes after people pretty hard. And after learning a lot about this genre, I can understand why he does it that way. I didn't in the beginning. There's a lot of things I did not understand in the beginning that I understand now. You know, entering the Mafia genre is not something that, you just do and not be prepared for it. And unfortunately, I wasn't prepared as much as I thought I was going to be prepared. But I am now. And yesterday, I took something very bad and turned it into something very good because, you get at the point of breaking sometimes. Now, I had people say to me yesterday, "Oh, you're a crybaby" and stuff. You know what? If it comes to my three siblings' deaths and I'm a crybaby, yes, I admit it. I am a crybaby. And I will continue to be one. But I learned a lot about a lot of people yesterday. One, I want to talk about Fat Bald Sicilian. When I reached out to him yesterday and called him, he was weary, and I cannot blame him for being weary. I was attacked constantly, really hard for 2 days. And I brought it on myself because I got away from what we're here for. This isn't a battle of personal destruction, especially for the people that mean well by it. And that's what it became. And sitting back, what made me really think about my brother's death is for 2 days now, I've been working with Simon Schuster, and they're writing a book about Vince McMahon and who runs the WWE. And my brother's going to be a big part of that book. And for 2 days, I met with the author, and we've been going over things. We put at least 10 hours in so far. And it really brought a lot of things forward. It brought a lot of things out. When this author was talking about everything that was going on, the man was actually crying when he heard about what happened to Tom with his tumor and how he died. And that got to me. It got to me because I wasn't showing the emotion that a stranger that knows my brother, didn't know my brother, was showing. And here I am, just acting the way I was acting. Being my age, you would figure that I'd be a little more understanding of what was going on, but I wasn't. So now I know what my job is here on this channel. Yes, it is to entertain, but it's not to entertain viciously. And that's what I was doing. I was using viciousness to entertain. And then I forced Bald Sicilian to do the same thing. I forced MRE to do the same thing. And of course, they obliged me tenfold. And then I'll get comments like, "Oh, you just did that yesterday because you wanted them to stop." No. When I got up yesterday morning, I was prepared to go all out. Just to go all out, do whatever I could to hurt somebody some more. And by some miracle of God, I decided not to go in that direction with the book and the author, and seeing how upset people were of the things that happened. I wanted to build this platform because when the book comes out, there's going to be a lot. It's going to be, it's a best-selling author writing it. It's for Simon and Schuster. I mean, it's not. This is a big-time book. This will expose the WWE and Vince McMahon for what they are. And if I want to be part of that, I can't be doing this shit where I'm just like attacking people and acting the fool. Everything just came out. All my emotions came out yesterday, and it's the first time that I did that since my brother died. And I'm really glad I did. I was kind of embarrassed before I put the video up. But then when I did it, then a girl that have known my whole life. We've had off and on relationship for maybe 40 years. She's been watching my shows, and she knew my brothers and sisters. She remembers us when we were little kids. And she called me today, and it was the best call we've ever had. And it was because of this platform and because of that video yesterday. And it felt good talking to someone that actually knew my brothers and sisters. I mean, she grew up with them. She knew them very well. And just to talk about it with her, that was more therapy. And, I'm just glad we got that. But talking about Fat Bald Sicilian, I got to say this much. He showed class and dignity last night on his show. He could have just said, "You've done too much, Lee. I'm not going to do this no more." And then I seen him defend Anthony Raimondi. Are you kidding me? People knocking on his door and taking off. When I picture that in my head, it looks funny, but it's like Fat Bald Sicilian said, it's not right. It's not. That man has his own family. If you don't believe him, and I don't believe him, FBS doesn't believe him, and I know that he's going to have issues with stolen valor because of, I know a couple of the soldiers that are on that. And they're all over him for that. But they're not the ones knocking on his door. They don't do stuff like that. Those are just people like these trolls that we get in here. And we always know who the same trolls are, whether FBS is doing a show or I am. We know who the trolls are when they come in and they start saying stuff. What I like to say to those trolls is it's real simple. If you don't like the product we put out, don't come near it. It's that simple. And I found out a lot about a lot of people yesterday, but especially about FBS because of the way he handled it, the way that his wife handled it. That's her husband. And I was going at him, and he's been a very sick man. And I forgot about that. All I wanted to do was upset him. And I forgot about that. And there I am playing the fool. And, he said to me, he said, I didn't like attacking you, Lee, but you were putting me in a position where I had to. I am so glad that this stopped yesterday and that I understand now that I have to get more therapy for the deaths of my brothers and sister. And if I don't get it, then it's going to be worthless. this platform will never work. I will not survive here if I continue playing the way I've been playing. Also, I like to say to Angel Gotti, there was a video that I did on her brother. Shouldn't have done it. Once again, I did it because I was playing the fool. And so what I'm going to do on those videos, I can't take them down, because if I take them down, what happens is YouTube comes at you. You lose all the views you get on them. You lose all the anything that has to do with that video. Once you take it totally out, you lose all that. And there's a few videos I got to take down because I attacked other people that I shouldn't have done it to, and I'm going to take those down. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in private, which means nobody can watch the videos. And you'll see a lock on them, and those will no longer be in part of my library. And because you don't see that, you'll see the lock next to them. If you see them there, as long as you just see that lock, that means nobody can watch them. And I'm never going to put those videos back up. And just because of the way YouTube does things, that's the only way I could do it. If there's like 5 videos I want to lock right now, and if I lock them up, it's not going to affect my numbers. And it's important because I'm just a few away from 2,000, and I would lose anything I gained during those videos. And then I would have to start all over again. I mean, literally, I would go down a couple hundred subs and have to go get those subs back just to get to 2,000. And it's very difficult. But I hope that is satisfactory to them. Someone asked me yesterday about taking the video totally down. But I can't do it because it would be so hard to come back from it. But I will lock them. Nobody will be watching those videos anytime soon, period. And once my channel gets bigger and I can handle the hit, I'm going to get rid of them. You go back, and people should do this anyway, go back and start erasing your library. But the only problem is we've only been up for 2 months. Myself and FBS and even MRE, we've only been up for 2 months. We're not like, Jeff's been up for a long time. He could do that. He'd survive a lot better. But I just can't right now. So, Angel, I hope that's satisfactory to you. And I will, if anybody else has any issues with any videos I did, please let me know. I'm going to try my hardest to work with people on this. And let's see what else I have to say about this. Oh, and getting back to trolls. If you're going to troll me, I have no problem with that, and you're going to have your opportunity, because I'm going to start doing live shows either tomorrow or Monday, but I'm going to start going back to live. And I've been taking the easy way out and putting videos up to avoid the trolls. Because once you get into battles with people, and let's face it, Sicilian has much, he's well over 3,000, he's double my size in subs right now. And I was getting hit really hard, deservingly so. And once again, I don't mind trolls hitting me, but when you get nasty, there's this guy going around right now. He's putting up videos of myself, of Bald Sicilian, and of Bald Sicilian's wife, cartoon videos. And he thinks he's funny, but he's not. He is what you call a coward. If you're going to put up a product, talk or show your face at least. That's what it comes down to. It's easy for you to put up a product if you're going to hide behind it. If you look at Gunsmoke, he puts his product up and you know who he is. He goes into the chat rooms all the time. He says who he is. So I would definitely recommend Gunsmoke's site. But this other guy, I would not recommend his site. And he puts funny stuff up in favor of me. It doesn't matter. He puts up stuff. He's just all over the place, and he's just nasty about it. Once you start making fun of a man's wife, the whole game changes. And, that's what he's doing now. He's going beyond making fun of me and making fun of Sicilian. Now you're doing his wife. I mean, come on, dude. Grow a set of balls. Show your face if you're going to do it. Or at least let us know who you are. And the part that sucks is most likely you're somebody that comes into our chat rooms. Okay. Also, I'd like to move on to somebody sent a link to me, and yesterday this came up. I just want to show it to you. This was on Entertainment TV, I believe it was. Anyway, they might hit me with a copyright on it, but I really don't care. If I get hit with a copyright, I do, but I should be able to use this as long as I don't abuse it. It's only a little bit over a 2-minute clip, and it has to do with John Alite and Michael Franzese. Michael Franzese came out and said something last night that you really haven't heard him talk about it too much. So I just thought it was very interesting that he decided to talk about it right now. And it was basically a smack. He smacked John Alite in the face. And he said that what people wanted to hear him say for quite a while, and just be straight about it. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play this right now. And here we go.
Question about two characters. I'm curious to know if you have anything to say about this. One is Johnny Russo, one is John Alite.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. I'm just waiting a couple seconds. I'm going to start it back up. So here he's asking about Johnny Russo, who I don't give a shit about, and John Alite, who I do give a shit about.
Both of them have been on Valuetainment. Both of them have gotten millions of views. John Alite, he's, especially right now with the interview taking place, Mafia States of America, there's a lot of people making videos. They're happy. Some are not happy. Some are calling you out. Some are calling Michael out. There's a lot. Some are calling Sammy out. What can you say from your experience? You guys were both in was it Rip City, New York? I don't know what that documentary was. Fear City. Both of you guys.
Okay, so now they're talking about Fear City, and you guys know where that was on Netflix. And and he has a good point there. John Alite was on Fear City. So I'm going to play the rest. And the only reason I'm slowing it down is because this way you avoid copyright infringements. Okay, I'm going to try to speed it up now and stick on. And here you're going to hear what Michael Franzese actually thinks of John Alite. And this is the first time he's really come out and said it.
We're Rip City. I'm thinking about the basketball. Yeah, Trailblazers. So what is your point of view of John Alite? Everywhere I go when I run into Albanians, they adore, they admire him. What can you say about John?
Patrick, I never met the guy. I never heard of the guy. I never knew anything about him until he came up on social media. For some reason, he decided to make comments about me. Again, I don't know anybody that knew him. I don't know anything about him.
Okay. That was the ultimate smack in the face. I mean, here you got a guy that knew everybody, including the Gambino family. This guy knew everybody. He was well known. His father was known by everybody. And now he's coming out and saying that I never even heard of this guy, never heard a mention of him, nothing.
And I've always said to myself, I'm not gonna make my name by knocking other people. I'm gonna leave it at that. I have really nothing to say about him.
How about Johnny? How about Johnny Russo?
Johnny.
We're not going to deal with Johnny Russo because we all know that's bullshit. Okay, if you watch that whole thing right there, what makes it really incredible is the fact that he says he's not going to say nothing about John Alite, but basically in a few words, he said a lot about John Alite. He basically said, never heard of this guy, don't know who this guy is, haven't heard about him from anybody. That's a pretty serious blow to John Alite, because I would say out of all these guys on here, Michael Franzese is probably the most honest. Sure, he may have ratted, but the fact of the matter is he is, whether you like him or not, he is a pretty honest guy that did a lot of things back then and that were fascinating. I mean, if you listen to one of his stories about the night that he was taken to a house and he thought that was going to be the night they take him out, it's a great story. I think this guy tells better stories than does Sammy Gravano. That's what I just feel he does. His stories are better. If you had to trust him or Sammy Gravano, it's no contest. You can't trust Sammy Gravano. Sammy Gravano lost once he's doing what he's doing now, the way he's running around at these shows, pretending that he's a pillar for civil rights, what he did lying about Alan Kaiser attacking the car, talking about penis pumps and stuff. You would never see Michael Franzese talking about this stuff. Never. He just wouldn't do it. Some Sammy people may not like the fact that I said that, but you know how I feel about Sammy. That's not going to change, ever. It will not change. But when it comes to Michael Franzese, I just find him more enjoyable. More people go to his show that are mainstream than Sammy's show. And when people might say, oh, well, that's not true because Sammy's on MTV. I'm sorry, MTV is not mainstream. MTV is a bunch of little freaky kids running around out of control. That's what MTV is. MTV's ratings are so low that a very slight segment of society watches MTV. MTV is nothing like it used to be. Their ratings is horrible now. Horrible ratings. And Sammy shows what his daughter is doing very bad in the ratings. Okay. So that's why I wouldn't compare Sammy to Michael Franzese. I just wouldn't. And even look at their subscriber count. And don't get me wrong, Sammy has a lot. And Sammy is the real deal, but so is Michael Franzese. Some people might say Michael Franzese was never out in the streets. But so what? He was a money man. That's what he was. He was a money man. Michael Franzese made a lot more money than Sammy Gravano. Sure, Sammy Gravano was parts of these unions and stuff, but just with the gas thing, the money that he brought in, you had the Russians involved, and all the families were involved in the gas tax. And, and look what he's doing now, Michael Franzese. Look what he's done with his show. He's going beyond that. And Michael Franzese, he could literally go out in the public and he could do anything. He's become mainstream. You'll never see Sammy Gravano become mainstream because in reality, everybody knows what Sammy Gravano is. Well, this video is a little bit longer than I've been doing. And so what I'm going to do is I wanted to go live today, but then I decided not to because of a couple of things. So I'm putting this video up, and I just wanted to give that little segment and my little opinion there on John Alite being dissed by Franzese. And he was dissed. That's a big diss. It's funny the way Michael said it. Michael said, well, I don't want to insult him. I want to stay out of the fray. But before that, he says that the guy, no one knew the guy. Can't change that. Well, I'd like to thank everybody that supported me yesterday. It wasn't an easy thing to do that. And before I put that video up, I was kind of embarrassed, but I still put it up. And once again, Fat Balls is saying thank you for handling it. Like nobody could have handled it. And I was watching you and I was listening to you talk and I was like, wow, I can't believe that I was fighting with this dude. And by watching you, I am understanding why you are doing so well. You are doing so well because you are a hell of an entertainer. That's what it comes down to. And I could see you growing past everybody and getting up there with these other two guys, Franzese. And I could see you growing past Jimmy for the simple fact that you're not talking about what you did at a story, about, like Jimmy's talking about Bath Avenue, and you're talking about so many different subjects. You're not tied to a certain group. And that's what I think separates you. And I could see you definitely becoming very large. And that's going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind. As long as you stay healthy. And the only way you can stay healthy is stop dealing with assholes like me. Don't let me bring that side of you out. And I truly am sorry about that. And that's a heartfelt apology to FBS and his wife. That's my show for today. Well, that's my video for today. I will be may do live tomorrow. Depends how I feel. I have visitors, and I'm happy about that. And I didn't expect them, so that worked out nicely. And what worked out nicely was just settling this whole thing with FBS. And, this ain't employee people. This is for real. Okay. Thank you all very much. Have a nice one.